Yeah.
You look so ready.
Listen for my how.
This is not a crumpet, it's a chocolate chip walnut cookie. Anyway, if you have watched some of our other videos, if you haven't and you like this one, you should watch them.
Especially if you want to see us drinking tea and cookies.
Yeah, this is my first cookie on video.
Yeah.
Part of my meditative practice is baking, so that's why I'm showing you the gifts of having mindful practices in your life.
Mindful drinking. You can then tune in, follow the trend, and see where we go in our rabbit hole of conversations.
So we wanted to kind of, I want you guys to kind of understand the way in which we are conceptualizing our channel, because I think it's important for you guys to understand that we're not just putting out random videos, mental health videos and spiritual, because we legally are not doing that, but some kind, like a way to go through your own personal healing that you might find helpful for yourself. And our idea behind our videos is that we talked about meditation. You know, we started this whole channel on Black Lives Matter. I don't want to make it feel like we were jumping on a trend or anything like that. It's just that we are all about the here and now.
And we've had the podcast going, so we have these conversations open with healing, mental health, spirituality, social issues. So what we want to talk about today is your internal healing process, whether that be internal or external. Yes. So the healing process, internal or external.
Yeah, and I think you are able to heal within, then you can do the biggest, most rewarding kind of healing, I think, which is to give back and to realize that no matter who you are, where you are, how old, whatever, you have something really important to contribute, not just to society, but other people. And so that's what we're hoping to do.
We're here for.
So,
when we dive into these topics, right, there's so many different aspects of what that internal healing versus that external healing could look like for you. Because with somebody who is of, different culture, there's the cultural aspects and those cultural pressures that are put onto you. Like your society, your culture, your family, your family's friends, they might consider some things that you should be doing. And you're like, I don't want to do those things. Like, there's so much pressure there. And when you look at things internally, for example, the pressures that you're putting on yourself, or these ideas of, and understand what is that brokenness that you feel, because it's not actually broken. It's just a sense that is disconnected. So you're like, I want to be here, or I wish I was this way, or whatever those thoughts are. But instead you're in this other place. And you're like, how can I connect myself to go to that place or to be in that space? What do I need to forgive? What do I need to heal? And in that space, although in societal ways or in the external, there's nothing you can do right now if you're feeling horrible about, not having the perfect body because you're looking at magazines and thinking that those bodies are perfect bodies. The only thing that you can do is connect yourself to an idea of, what does perfect body mean to me? And in fact, I might actually be so much closer than I even anticipated when I really think about what I want for myself and where I'm at. And am I eating healthy? Yeah.
Having an internal loci, or having responsibility for your own feelings and thoughts and behaviors, right? That we have full agency of that. And it's a really empowering place to be when you realize you can make your own reality. But also, especially if you're starting to do a meditation practice and being more mindful in the way you live, you'll start to notice that a lot of these negative thoughts thwarted by things that we have no control over. And for us being not just women, but also from minorities, even though we've had it relatively easy because we're lighter skin, you will hit road stops. I already have it that because I'm a woman, I look young, and I'm Hispanic, that they will automatically just offer me less money. That's already in my mind. I know that I'm worth more. I know what my work is worth. But I always have this conversation with myself of, how are you going to show them that you aren't these preconceived notions of yourself. So that's my own agency. That has been my own internal healing. What I can do about, people thinking that women or minorities are worth less, that's a whole other story.
Right? I think one of the biggest things that I always talk about with people is holding accountability for yourself. Because the truth is that you are where you are because everything in your life drove you to be in that place. When you look at other people and you're like, oh, it's your fault that I'm here, or like I didn't get the opportunity because of who I am to be at a place where I wanted to be, but I'm not there yet. Or even like, I wish I was there, or what does that mean for me? And so then you ask yourself these real questions, like be honest, be so truthful. And I think that that's the number one thing. It's a problem that a lot of us don't have. And it's one of the things that if you're really seriously truthful, then you can look at yourself internally and externally and say, hey, you know what? In the societal version of this perfect body, like that's flawed. Like, holy shit, that's flawed.
That's not possible.
Yeah. But then
at this point, it's just not humanly possible.
And then you're able to look at yourself like, oh, I can connect that for myself. And then once I feel confident, then I can speak out against it.
That's where you get the internal healing, is that it's not that we can't make a change on the outside, but we can't change anything on the outside until we're being honest and truthful with ourselves. Because believe it or not, no matter how good you are at faking it till you make it, if you're not coming from a genuine, authentic place, people are going to sense that about you. Mm. And also, I think when you began this journey of healing, we want it to be perfect, or at least for me. I have a hard time.
I don't care.
A lot of times for me, when I'm on these different journeys of my own mental health and healing, I get to a place where maybe I reverted to an old pattern, and then it hits me really hard. Like I was doing so good, I was doing really great, and now I did this, and I know that I can just start anew right now. As I noticed it, I can start anew right now or tomorrow, or sometimes I just have to realize like I just need to sit in this hurt for a bit for me to understand there's something else I'm supposed to understand from it so that I can keep working it out.
If you're looking to society to give you an example of things, it's going to be real tough.
Nope.
That's why you really need to look within yourself and ask yourself, well, what am I judging within myself internally? What do I struggle with? And satire that for yourself. Make it fun. Make it funny. Be like, God, I hate my left foot and how big my toe is. And be like, but that's my power toe. And whatever it is that you need to do, start to create a fun sense of healing for yourself, because really it's so important for you to show up for the people around you. Like you said in the beginning, you are your own free moral agent. You have the capacity to change and shift your life, but the difference is that there are conditions that are being put into your life where you feel like you should be a certain way, when in fact, when you look at that truth and you are accountable for that truth, and you're like, actually that's not a real pressure. That is a societal pressure that I no longer wish to adhere to. No, thank you.
And just having that awareness of like, oh, you know what? This feeling is not mine alone to own. This feeling has been implanted in me. But now I know about it. I have to deal with it.
Yeah.
I have a responsibility to myself and to my family and to my loved ones.
Fair warning. Those things, it's not like you can say, oh yeah, I don't care. It'll be like, okay, that's there. And then it'll come back and it'll come back. And then you have to address it and look it in the eye and say, hey, you are not from me. Go away. Like you are somebody else's thought. But yet I'm looking at myself like this, thinking that it's my own, and it's not. So It's going to happen and happen and happen until you speak to it so directly that you yourself in your own core understand it and believe it.
Yeah. And that part of your core self believing it is where the work is, right? Yeah. Because it has become your own thought for a lifetime probably. Yeah. And until you're able to address it and make your own mind up about it, about how you feel, it's not going to get resolved.
But it will heal. Okay, guys, well, we hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. And if not, just scroll away to another channel.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
If you like what you hear and you want to keep the conversation going, listen to our podcast, Ritual Común Contigo.
Also, check out our Instagram where we have affirmation, oracle cards, and give a special message just for you.
Make sure to check out our website.
ritualcomún.com.
Inhala.
Exhala. Inhala. Exhala.
Exhala.